Welcome back to the Perky Radio Show here at WDRB Media. My guest today is Kevin Douglas, and he is the CEO and founder of Captured by Kevin. Welcome, Kevin.
How you doing? It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Well, great. Our first question, as you always remember, is, obviously, as an entrepreneur, why did you get started? It's easy to go work for someone. So tell us why you decided to start Captured by Kevin.
Well, I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I actually kind of fell into photography. I used to own a sign and graphics company.
Oh, okay, very good.
And so,
here in Charlotte or somewhere else?
Yes, here in Charlotte.
Okay.
It used to be AD signs. And so when the economic crash hit, at the time I was doing virtual tours on homes.
Okay.
Like a lot of small businesses that did not make it through the crash, I did a birthday party for a gentleman that used to own a club on Woodlawn called Kiss.
Okay.
That was on a Friday evening. He invited me back on Saturday. Loved my work. Invited me back again on Sunday. On Monday, he fired his regular photographer. So that was September 2009. And that was my start in photography. Full time, yeah.
And then the rest is history.
The rest, unfortunately, is history that we're still building. Yes, yes.
So, and it sounds like you do a lot of different services, not just photography. Photography is where you started.
Yes.
But tell us a little bit more about how photography's evolved into other services that you provide as well.
So, watching other photographers do what they do, I've always wanted to be different.
Okay.
I'm a kind of a techie guy.
Okay.
If you've ever seen me in public, I'm the guy that kind of walks around, shoots pictures, goes straight to your iPad or my phone, and I send them to people directly. So I've always looked for ways to be innovative. And over the years, shooting, everything has kind of evolved from photography, then ultimately to video. And now I'm more, I don't classify myself as a photographer anymore. I consider myself more of a content specialist.
Okay.
In the course of doing business around Charlotte, I run into a lot of individuals, small businesses, and corporations that are in dire need of quality content. So, but they're on budgets.
Of course.
So it becomes difficult when the option is not to do anything. The option is you have to do something. So most people can't afford larger ad agencies, of course.
Sure,
everyone can't advertise on TV. So I have become an option for a lot of medium to small size businesses that are in need of professional photography, headshots, infomercials, video. I'm currently doing a lot of infomercials for not just small companies, but major corporations as well. And I also work in the corporate sector a lot. So I'm kind of finding my sweet spot right now as far as a content specialist.
That's excellent. So give us a sense of the range, because obviously a lot of people that watch the show or listen to the show on the radio, now there's a lot of different types of photography now. And some people specialize in certain types of photography. Is there a certain type of photography you specialize in? And if so, is that your favorite? Or have you just kind of learned to like it because that's what the demand is?
Well, most people would consider me my wheelhouse event photography.
Okay.
A lot of times people have
pose photographs.
Yes.
Okay.
So a lot of people have events.
Like the event that Monique and I went to.
Exactly.
You saw me twice. Sure.
So a lot of people have events, and at the end of the event, they're going, "Wow, I have no photographs to show how nice the event was,"
right.
Or I have no video to show. So now, if it's an event that you're doing on a regular basis, then marketing becomes important.
Sure.
So we're in an age now to where people are so reliant on camera phones to do photography and video. But when you actually go to market your event, you see how limited it is. So when people get to a certain point to where that no longer becomes an option, then I become an option.
Sure.
So the thing for me is to market myself for the client that is really looking to have quality content, and ultimately I become almost like their small mini ad agency.
Right. At an affordable price.
Yes,
which is nice.
absolutely.
So obviously every business has a website. Have you seen an increase in the photography people are asking you to do for the website?
Yeah. So ask the question again. I'm sorry.
So there's a lot of websites out there, and people have found the most modern website has a lot of great quality photographs.
Right.
Have you found that more people have called you for website content?
Absolutely. So one of the things I didn't mention is in this sphere of things that I do, I'm also a website developer.
Okay, very good.
So what's
Jack of
happened?
all trades. You should be on Living Color back in the day. How many jobs you got, man? I got 5 jobs. Okay, you can live.
I might as well be a Jamaican because I think I have like 10 or 15 jobs. What happens a lot in the evolution of that became quite simply, people come to you for photography. Then it's, well, I need a little mini infomercial. I built my own website. So over the course of time, people start asking, and now people find it easier sometimes when you're trying to build a website and you have a content person, you have a photographer, videographer, and the other, and now you have 4 or 5 people that you're trying to use to collaborate
Right.
and come to concept with one idea.
Right.
It becomes difficult because now I can't get everybody on the same page.
Right.
But when you have someone that can create your content and that can help you develop your ideas, now it becomes a one-on-one situation. So I don't take on a lot of clients, but the clients that I take on are people that I can connect and understand what their ideas and their concepts are. And they love the fact that I don't have to deal with 4 or 5 people trying to bring my concept to life.
Yeah, you become a one-stop shop.
Absolutely.
Which is
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So give us an example. I mean, a lot of people that are working full-time and they'd love to be an entrepreneur, but it scares the heck out of them. So give us an example of a time where you kind of scratched your head like, man, why am I still doing this for myself? I'd be much used to being an employee, but you got through it. Mm-hmm. Give us an example of something you learned by being an entrepreneur where maybe you failed or you struggled or you really had a tough situation that you got through and what you learned from that experience.
So I think the tipping point for me was when I approached 50.
Okay. If you're less than 50, hang in there.
50,
Go ahead.
yeah, I'm 56 now, so yeah, hang in there because I'm still evolving. But I was shooting nightclubs a lot. I was working 6 days a week at my age, out every night. And what I understood was that it was not sustainable.
Right.
I could not see myself being 60 years old and being in the club shooting kids. So
and the ones that are, you got to be careful of.
Right. So my first corporate job was Epicenter.
Okay.
Uptown became my client. So I had reached out to the GM, made an appointment, and we were meeting at the bagel shop there. So I arrived 15 minutes prior to him. I set my iPad on the wall by the booth. I had my camera sitting on the desk. So as he was sitting down, I clicked the camera twice. He's looking at me like, did you just take a picture of me? And then he turned and looked into the iPad. He goes, wait a minute, you just took that picture and it's there already. I said, yes, I did. Thank you. My name is Kevin Douglas. How are you? My thing with photography and video and other is everyone has a need.
Right.
So when I go into meetings and I talk to people, the natural reaction is for everybody to immediately try to sell yourself.
Sure.
But doing a lot of corporate organizations and what I've learned is everyone has a need. If you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Sure.
If you listen to them and understand what their need is and solve that problem, now you become much more effective in your pitches than to go in and automatically blurt out everything that you are. Because everyone might not need all your services. Right. Someone may not need photography. They may not need video. Everybody doesn't need a website. But everybody has a specific need. And my job when I go into meeting folks or interviews and other is to understand what that need is and then provide that service.
So to go back to my question. That's all great. Go back to my question. Give me an example of sometime you failed at doing that, maybe. Or a situation over the last 3 years that you just said, you know what? It's easy to work for someone and still keep doing all this stuff.
I had a client.
All these customers are bosses now.
Yeah, customer bosses. So I've had 2 clients in the last year that I've actually fired. And as a content provider and people are paying you, you're thinking like, you walking away from money.
Right.
Yes. It's
They have to sometimes.
So I'm trying. We established the initial concept of what we were building, and every time it's almost like when you watch the commercial with Charlie Brown, stupid, and you get ready to kick the football,
Right.
and you're about to finish, and then the person moves the football,
Right.
and then they kept advancing it. Well, if you did this, can you do this? Well, can you do this? And I'm like, well, I've already given you what our contract specifies, and you keep asking for more. So at some point, it becomes frustrating,
Right.
because they're like, well, you know, the contract actually says that I don't pay you until you're finished. And I'm like, but I've already met all the specs in here,
Right.
but I'm still not satisfied.
But
You're
they're
wanting
never
more and more and
finished.
more. So I was like, listen,
The scope
I
of
will
work
be
is
sending-
complete.
I wrote 2 very detailed emails and said, I will be sending you back your deposit. Good luck. I'll even send you the content. I'm good.
Wow.
So
So what did you learn from that?
I learned that everybody's not your client.
Right.
And sometimes we take on people for the purposes of money, or we think it's prestige, and you really are wanting to work with someone. But now I'm much more in tune with what I know I like to work on and what I don't. So if someone approaches me about a project that I really don't, if I'm not feeling it,
Right.
I'll walk away. It's not about, for me, it's not about the money, because 10 years in this business now, a lot of people know me. They know my reputation. They know what I stand for. So I can't take on a client that I know is going to be an issue for me, or if someone sees it and they go, I can't believe you did that. So my client's integrity is everything now.
Very important.
Yeah.
Give us a success story. Favorite client, favorite situation, maybe had a challenge that you just overcame, and together you and the client celebrated with great results.
Wow. A lot of those lately have been video. I have in the last year evolved beyond what I could have ever expected to be as a videographer. And a few months ago, the commissioner of CIAA requested that I shoot her the entire tournament.
Wow.
Not the tournament itself,
Right.
but her.
Right. Follow around from venue
Sev-
to venue.
7 a.m. in the morning to 11 o'clock at night,
Wow.
from Monday to Saturday. So her team and all her people were going. At the beginning, they didn't understand what was going on. Then towards the end, every time I would walk past people, they would go, I know you're tired.
Right.
Her response to people was, he's not tired. He's tired when I'm tired. So that was huge for me to be able to do that.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
And what a great honor. Hope you
It
had
was a
some good,
great
comfortable shoes on.
Yes. So so it's a lot of those that I get now, and I'm humbled that people trust me to do some of the projects that I'm doing right now. So I have a few new things that are going to be launched in the next month or two that I can't speak on yet.
Okay.
So I'll have to come back.
It'll be
when
our
I launch
secret.
them. Yeah.
It's between the two of us.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Can't do it, yeah.
So tell everybody, listening, watching, how can they find you? They're very impressed with you as a person.
Thank you.
They want to hire you for various
Yeah.
website development, pictures, events,
Okay. So
recording. How can they get a hold of you?
So everything is captured by Kevin. Everything. My website, www.capturedbykevin.com with an ED. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, everything. Capturedbykevin.com. My phone number is 704-277-1428. I would say just look around town and look for the guy with the iPad. That's how people, I'm instantly recognizable. Yeah.
And I have to ask you a question before we end our interview. This guy's collar looks pretty on point. Do you have any support in there, or is it just all natural?
So how I met this gentleman, I was extremely impressed when I met you at Monique's event, and LaShonda Milner Murphy.
Our collars both look good.
Yes, and so LaShonda Milner Murphy is also utilizes your product, the Perky collar, And so she initially brought it to my attention before I met you. And
that's a shout out to LaShonda. Thanks,
yes,
LaShonda.
yeah,
LaShonda. David Washington,
the tuxedo,
clothier.
yeah, the tuxedo lady. And so, of course, you know, it was an easy buy. And so whenever I'm out, although it's difficult for me to wear ties when I'm shooting because of the restriction, to have that look, and that to me is important as well. If you notice, a lot of photographers, they tend to, you know, don't dress for the occasion when they're shooting. They'll be in sneakers and jeans, not just jeans, but if you're going to wear jeans, a button-down shirt. Like you, I love jackets, pocket square, the ensemble. Everything has to look the part, and it becomes equally important to your clients that they have someone walking around that's not in a sweatsuit,
right?
That can mix and mingle in their crowd, but they can be proud of that shooting their event. Exactly. So
you fit into the venue much better than
exactly. So this has been a perfect compliment to my look, and so I thank you.
Oh,
for
my
having
pleasure.
This product.
We're just trying to help one person at a time.
So any photographers out there that want to look professional and have that certain look, and your collar is drooping, you need this Perky collar.
Nice. See, I didn't count on that the whole promo, but thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my guest today is Kevin Douglas, Capture by Kevin. Thank you again for being here today.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it.
Enjoyed yourself, and thank you for tuning in. And we'll be right back after the break.